5 Ways to Know a Single Person of Prominence by Krishna's Mercy. Quote, an old woman in Vrindavana, present at the time of Krishna's pastimes, once stated in surprise, how wonderful it is that Krishna, who owns the hearts of all the young girls of Brajabhumi, can nicely speak the language of Brajabhumi with the gopis, while in Sanskrit he speaks with the demigods. And in the language of the animals he can even speak with the cows and buffalo. Similarly, in the language of the Kashmere Province, and with the parrots and other birds, as well as in most common languages, Krishna is so expressive. The Nectar of Devotion, Chapter 21. 1. The Comedian.
Oh, I know that guy. His stand-up routine is great. I saw him last year at that big theater in the city. The place was packed, a sold-out show. He delivered a killer set. I think it was all new material. I really like him.
2. The actor on a sitcom.
Oh, I know that guy. He was on that show from several decades back. I guess you can call it a cult classic now since the show didn't continue beyond 2 seasons. But he was really funny in that part. He had all these crazy ideas. He was always trying to hack into stuff or break into places people were generally not allowed. His interactions with that one character, the guy who was always paranoid, were great.
3. The Podcaster.
Oh, I know that guy. He has one of the most influential podcasts in the world, I think. It's a great show, just him talking to a guest or two. The conversation sometimes extends for hours. There's a wide variety to the content as well. It reminds me of how human beings behaved in the past. We would sit together and talk. If we disagreed on things, it was not the end of the world. In a civilized conversation, you might actually learn a thing or two.
4. The Husband.
Oh, I know that guy. He is such and such's husband. She met him a long time back. They have a few kids now. They live in the neighborhood. I do not see him often, but his wife seems pretty cool. He must be all right then.
5. The Father.
Oh, I know that guy. He is such and such's father. Their kid plays with my kid in the same baseball league. The dads don't make it to too many games. I can relate with him, since he must be so busy.
The above review is similar to the way His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada describes the many roles of the High Court judge. The treatment from others depends on the relationship, in how they view that person. The lawyers in the courtroom are at attention. They show the utmost respect due to the importance of the legal proceedings. The same judge comes home to hear admonishment from the wife. The children jump on the lap of the judge, not showing any respect at all. This one person has different interactions, and they do not mind if certain people behave in a manner reflecting the closeness of the relationship. This is all to say that no one person or group can be condemned for not accepting a particular religion. If they fail to accept such and such as their Lord and Savior, if they refuse to disavow ties to any other traditions of spirituality, they are not necessarily in for an eternity of punishment and pain. This is because they can connect with the exact same individual, but perhaps using a different name and showing a level of respect based on their knowledge. Sri Krishna describes this principle in Bhagavad-gita. Everyone follows him since he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Whether I acknowledge that truth or not, the reality does not change. Some may only know God as this imaginary, invisible figure supposedly situated high above the clouds, a product of mythology. Others think of him as a concept, while another group thinks that they can merge into his being, essentially becoming one with divinity. Ye yatha mam prapadyante, tans, tathaiva bhajamya aham, mam vartmanu vartante, manushyaha parth sarvashah. Quote, all of them. As they surrender unto me, I reward accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects, O son of Pritha. Lord Krishna, Bhagavad-gita 4:11. As each person interacts with Krishna, in that manner they are rewarded. This means that even the supposed non-believers, the evildoers who are the lowest among mankind, follow Krishna. Because of the nature of their interaction, in defiance of the principles of righteousness, dharma, they repeatedly find placement in forms which are inauspicious. The cause is their Rakshasa and Asura tendencies. Moghasha mogkarmano mogjhana vichetas, rakshasima surim chaiva prakritim mohinim shrita. Quote, those who are thus bewildered are attracted by demonic and atheistic views. In that deluded condition, their hopes for liberation, their fruitive activities, and their culture of knowledge are all defeated. Lord Krishna, Bhagavad-gita 9:12. On the side of belief, with allegiance to Dharma, there is still a variety of ways to interact with the Supreme. In his time, while directly manifest before the population of earth as Krishna, the Supreme Lord spoke in different languages. He could understand the people of the village. He could mingle with the cultured folks of the city. He could even communicate with the birds, who were known to witness his transcendental Leela and later repeat what they saw to others. Therefore, how can anyone be immediately condemned for failing to accept a specific implementation of religion? The practice defies common sense. The believers and non-believers feel hunger when fasting, thirsty when not drinking, hot in the summer, and cold in the winter. Everyone understands God to some degree, and based on that understanding, they are rewarded. If someone has more information to give, such that there is insight to match the inquisitiveness from the widest variety of angles of vision, then it would stand to reason that this source should be considered an authority. This is one way to understand Vedic culture, which presents works of timeless relevance, such as Bhagavad-gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and Ramayana. In closing, harsh words coming from them, that from my failure to condemn. Because to another religion subscribing, though the same concept describing, just with more details to see, that all attractive is he, and variety of languages to speak, applying to all and each,